Hare Krishna, this is Dada Prabhu here again. I now met this devotee here and I'm going to ask him, everybody has a story to tell. I want to hear his story. Prabhuji, what is your name?
My name is Deva Das.
Deva Das. And your spiritual master, Prabhu?
Murali Krishna Swami.
This body, where did you take birth?
New York, Queens.
Right, but you are descendant of?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You're not sure?
Yeah, well, they say we're from Tatashta.
Yeah.
We fell from Goloka Vrindavan, Jiva Tattva. It's a little controversial issue, but this is the point. Where did we come from?
Okay.
And we were trying to go back to Godhead.
So, Prabhu, hear my question, right?
Sorry.
What we are trying to do is to show people that we also had a past. What was your life like before you come to know anything about Krishna consciousness?
It was,
Having taken birth in New York.
well, there was a lot of uncertainty and just,
What was your life like?
it was a void.
Was it like smoking and drinking and activities and parties?
Well, I was living in a fraternity house and going to college, and so there was a lot of kind of parties there. And I wasn't really that bad. I never did much drugs, but I liked to smoke marijuana. I liked to kind of flirt with women, but I was actually celibate at the time because I didn't understand what is the whole point of sex. And I was really trying to figure out what is the point of all this.
Very good.
We have all this facility and opportunity and money and sense enjoyment, but I deep down I wasn't happy and I didn't know what is my purpose.
Oh, so there was no happiness even though that you was flirting, even though I was smoking marijuana and getting high, there was no happiness. It was not satisfaction to the
I
heart.
wasn't satisfied.
Okay, so you was looking for something more. How did you actually get in contact with the devotees?
Well, I had actually gotten a book by Srila Prabhupada. I was in the city, Manhattan. I got a Perfection of Yoga when I was maybe 18, just before college.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. I was like, yoga, that sounds cool. I didn't know nothing. I was like, how much is it? He's like, $1. I was like, are you kidding me? Let me take that quick before you change your mind. I couldn't
Okay.
believe. So I got the book. I maybe read a couple lines. I didn't understand it.
That is so
But
good.
then 2 years later, I was in university. I went to a concert. I was just trying to get high. And then another devotee came up to me, and I was like, that's looked really cool. Vedic philosophy.
Yes,
Vedic philosophy compared to Western philosophy.
yes. So that is how you get in contact with them.
books.
Now, what actually dragged you to come to visit the Prabhupada temple and so on?
Well, I read that book, and when I got it, I was like, there's no coincidence I came to the concert because this is what I'm looking for, this type of information. Knowledge about what is life, what is God. I didn't believe in God.
Yes.
I didn't want there to be a God. I was hoping there wouldn't be a God. But Srila Prabhupada convinced me philosophically, very conclusively, absolutely, that there is existence
Just
of God.
by reading his book.
That book, I read it in a week. I called the temple that night. I had talked to some devotee, and then that night I went on towards Brooklyn, New York to go to that temple.
Wow, this is amazing. Prabhuji, if you have to leave a message, or before I ask you that, what do you think our life would be like without the Srila Prabhupada intervention?
Me personally, or people?
You personally and people in general.
I personally believe I would have been recklessly. I would have probably died by now. I would have led a life of that would have led me to,
And your,
I probably would have
Get killed.
I'd be surprised if I would still be alive right now.
okay, so
Sorry.
if you have to leave a message for the youths around the world or to encourage the other living entities, conditioned souls, what message would you leave for them to actually get involved or to take a taste of this philosophy?
This particular Krishna consciousness, how to get a taste.
Yeah.
Those who have no knowledge of this philosophy.
Spiritual life or in general?
Would have been my message.
Yes. What message would you leave them to?
Try to be conscious of what is the world situation and how things are degrading very rapidly, and what is the future, and that this life is very temporary. This body, we're sure to die, and in between this time, there's a lot of suffering, and really ask, is there a God? Really be sincere, and want to know for certain, not just I believe in God, or to try to
Make some serious inquiries.
Yeah, like, okay, because it makes a big difference. And I'm really like asking after practicing for some years, okay, like if there's a God, it changes everything. If there's no God, then nothing matters. But if there is a God, it's very crucial that we act on it, because whether God exists or not, it changes everything. And it will change our life in the present moment, and have I personally, the more I accept God as a concrete principle. Now after practicing, I'm really just now starting. I'm just starting to actually not just reading the books. I've been reading the books, studying them, but actually living them and practicing them and putting faith in them. And to actually, like, it's not just enough to preach. I'm not trying to preach. I realize, like, how can I preach if I don't even know God? I can quote shlokas and God Krishna is like this and like that. But like, do I actually believe in God? Do I actually know God? So it's like not just we're reading scriptures and we're reading Bhagavad Gita and someone's coming up to you and I'm wearing a dhoti. I didn't come to wear a dhoti and tila. I didn't join this. I joined because I wanted to know if there was God or not. Because if there wasn't a God, I don't care. I would have done anything. I wanted enough. I wanted the God not to be exist because I wanted to do whatever I wanted. And I was scared to understand it was a God, because that means I have to surrender. If there is a God, what else are you going to do but surrender and serve Him and praise the Lord and preach His glories and try to live it and try to spread it, because like, if that's the reality, if that is the reality, we must act on it.
Yes.
And if we study it, that life is actually glorious and it's full of happiness and it's full of bliss. And I'm not even happy, but just by speaking about it, I'm actually feeling happy.
Okay, so this question. You read Srila Prabhupada books, and in the book told you about this mantra, which is actually the cure for our disease condition. Can you say this mantra and what it means?
This Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
What does actually keep on saying that means?
What does one say?
What is it you keep on repeating and saying Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna? What does that mean?
Well, we understand that these are the holy names of God. And there's unlimited names of God, right? But this Krishna name is very significant, and it's considered the principal name because it means the all-attractive, highest pleasure.
Right.
So if there's a God, it makes sense. He must be all-attractive. He must be the source of pleasure. He's the ultimate. So, and then Hare is the energy of the Lord.
Right.
So we need to we're addressing the Lord and His energy, because the Lord is absolute. He's everything. He includes all the energy, and He's the person, the source.
So we are begging.
We're trying to address Him. We're begging, right? You're saying begging.
Yeah.
We're trying. It's actually a cry.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be done in that mood. Realizing that a prayer. What is a prayer? It's an address. It's a communication. Like just like I'm talking to you right now. You're a person. You're a person, and I'm a person, and I have consciousness, and I'm trying to communicate something.
Right.
And so I'm trying to connect with God on an absolute platform. So if there is a God and He's supreme, He could connect with me. He can get in touch with Him. So we're trying to get in touch with Him and ask Him to please help me. So help me try to serve you, because right now I'm not serving you, but I want to serve you, because without serving you, I'm not happy, neither you're happy. And
so for your
I need that.
For your years of practicing, reciting this mantra, you see a big change of consciousness.
Absolutely. And that's why I keep doing it, and I want to keep doing it. But I also realize I'm not actually chanting. I'm just beginning the chanting, because there's stages.
Yes.
So the perfection of it, the actual achievement of it, and it's the beginning, the start.
We are now disciplining ourselves.
Yeah, we're just now starting it, but we haven't actually, in truth, we're not actually chanting it, but we can understand philosophically, we can understand through the scriptures what is the result, and there's a whole science, nam tattva. There's a whole science behind it.
So by practicing that, taste will come.
Taste.
Yes.
Yes, and there has to be a taste. Otherwise, why am I doing it?
Why are you doing it?
Why would I give up all the things that, like, I wouldn't even want to tell you the things I was tasting.
Yes.
And most of it I tasted after starting chanting.
Wow.
Because I started chanting this mantra when I was 20. Now I'll be 42 in a couple of months.
Wow.
So before I joined, I never did any drugs. I never even had sex.
Yeah.
And I joined. I joined. I had a girlfriend that I knew for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
We never even had sex.
Yeah.
thank you. I thank her because she was kept me good.
Very good.
But my friends were bad. They were drinking, smoking.
Yeah.
I just drank a little smoke. But I liked to study and I loved school. And then after I got these books and after joining the temple,
Yeah.
after 2 years, I
Yeah.
had some problems. I left. And then I went back and I was still good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until later. I'm talking a
Yes,
lot.
yes,
I'm
okay,
talking
that's
a lot.
good.
I'm talking, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, I'm just after 22 years
Yeah.
of
Ups and downs.
ups and downs.
Yes.
Now I'm more convinced to become actually serious.
Okay,
so
so-
now I'm actually just starting. To be honest with you, so I'm not a big guy. I'm actually just beginning.
So friends, well-wishers and devotees, you heard this devotee story, and here we are right in opposite the community hospital in Sri Mayapur Dham. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare